Hello and welcome back to the We Prepare program here. We're going to talk a little bit about an AAR toolkit. This is a kind of an insight builder, generator, summarizer, if you will. It really kind of goes along with our exercise toolkit, where our exercise toolkit is designed kind of cradle to grave with a building out everything you need for an exercise. It also includes AAR stuff in there and some of the things from this toolkit, a bit of a duplication. But where this one kind of comes in handy is, as you'll see, tracking trends over time, building out some very specific short AARs. So if you have a non-exercise AAR from, say, a training or a special event or a real-world activation, any of that kind of thing, you can pull those insights in and then again kind of summarize them across, not only for exercises, but also kind of everything else. If you don't use the exercise toolkit for planning an exercise, you can then use this for the AAR-IP portion. So we'll spend some time talking about what all is in the toolkit. As we kind of scoot down, similar to the others, right, we'll have some video instructions coming soon. That's what we're actually doing right this minute. As we make changes, just like all the others, we have those show up here. And then some real world product examples that we'll walk through. We'll spend other videos talking about the toolkit itself. So as always, right, the toolkit is oriented across with a variety of tabs. We'll show you what those are in another video, but for now, we'll kind of look at what products come out. These are PDF shots from our exercise or from the toolkit itself. And so again, these can be emailed, printed, utilized, however it may be. So everything's customizable. Again, kind of the one-stop data entry, and then it pulls the insights and the reports from there. So in this case, this is what we're calling an abbreviated form, right? Very short to the point. So if we have a quick AAR we want to capture, we can do that. Here it gives the high level of what was going on, who was there, what we were trying to do, what we were working on as far as focus areas, scopes, dates. Gives a quick executive summary, right? This is where we do some data entry on the data entry tab. We can then see very quickly what are some strengths, right, based on what's going on, right? We can also then look at what are some improvements, kind of the 3 up, 3 down. Pulls in a quick caption and a photo to tell the story, and then gives a little list of who all was showing up and if there's any unique acronyms that went along with this particular exercise. So very short, very abbreviated, but if we're just trying to capture some insights and not lose them, this is a good way to do that. We'll talk in one of the videos also about how to utilize Google Forms and pull this in so we can do some quick data entry right on your phone, real-time tailboard kind of stuff where we just populate it with essentially building an app. We'll show you how that works later to again capture these things, but then also inject them into your toolkit here. This is the more expanded form. This is the one that you probably would likely use if you're doing a bit of a deeper dive, kind of beyond just that hot wash capture. Similar header information here that we want to capture, similar kind of 30,000 foot detail. Then we break it down based on the analysis of those capabilities. So what were the objectives? What were the core capabilities? Did we perform them, and how so? As we get going a little bit deeper, right, we can actually dive in by objective. So in this case, right, our core capability was planning. What were the 3 strengths relating to that core capability, and what were those areas for improvement with perhaps some references and analysis? So in this case, right, let's say spelling was a bit of an area for improvement on this We Prepare site. And so to make that a little bit better, we use a dictionary, and our analysis was that quick typing was to blame. We were typing too fast to spell well. Goes through all the objectives, right? It'll hold, I think, up to 6 here. We keep that same photo library, but then we also summarize some participant feedback form information that you'll see where we can load that later when we talk data entry. There's no data in there, so it's going to pull up some blank values. But again, if you had data filled out from our participant feedback forms, you would see some insights harvested there. And then it gives you a bit of an improvement plan, right? So by those core capabilities, what were the issues? And in this case, right, our spelling issue, we're just going to run away from it. We're going to ignore it. Primary agency is going to be our planner from the ABC org. We think we'll start it and complete it all there on that same day. Here's how we prioritize and track corrective actions. Again, these are customized in who participated and then that same acronym list. As you see some of the others, where you can do a quick little note taker, right? 3 ups, 3 downs. This might be something you print out and hand out, whether it's real world, incident exercise, whatever the case. If you just want to harvest a few generics. If you're looking for a little bit more deeper dive, we have this data entry. Actually, I take that back. Anyhow, we've got a participant feedback form in there. I don't know if I have a PDF example copy of it, but you can kind of see the same idea, right? We'll look at that in our toolkit. But if you want more deep dive feedback, we have one of those as well. Shifting gears here a little bit, we summarize it. And again, the PowerPoint style presentation, PDF. If you open this up in Adobe, you can view it in full screen, and then again, kind of use the clicker to go through a conversation. Pulls in all that same information that you were seeing there in those reports, but into kind of this organized idea. So in this case, right, what were the strengths? In planning, here's the 3 things. Again, garbage in, garbage out. We didn't populate a lot of the examples, but you can see where they would show up. That spelling thing we talked about earlier. Talks about, again, kind of guiding our IP conversation as we talk through corrective actions. We can kind of spell those out, do some live data entry if we want, or again, have worked through this and then present this. Here's our photo library, those next steps, and then closing out. Our AAR summary, this is a unique feature of this tool that we put together. So what this does is it essentially pulls in, the toolkit will handle up to 50 AARs, and then it summarizes across what are those. So essentially just gives you a quick little end of year, end of day, end of whatever summary period report. In this case, right, our first exercise was a super cool one. Here's when we did it. It was an incident. Bob Smith, Laramie, it was type 3. Here's how long it took. Here's who did it. The objectives and the core capabilities. It'll tell you which one of these was selected. In this case, all 4 were, but it would just put the 1 in there if there were. Gives, again, those generic, quick, high-level summaries, and then breaks down those strengths and weaknesses and the photo library. And then the second exercise, third exercise, so forth, right? All those would populate through. And so you can have kind of a print PDF copy of whatever exercises you'd like. We show a quick calendar summary. That's a bit of an eye chart, but what it does is it takes all the dates out of all of those 50 exercises, and it'll summarize those things up here. So then we can sort by date, see what's coming up when, where, any of that kind of stuff. It'll also pull in some other stuff, right? Contact information, all those sorts of things. This is our data entry. We'll come back to that when we look at the toolkit. What we're going to do, though, is it pulls an email distribution list. So again, here's all the folks that were participating and kind of breaks them out, right? Who created the thing, who are our VIPs, who's the participating agencies, who is the improvement plan owners. And so again, you can use this tab in the toolkit or this report to do a quick copy paste. I'm going to email a copy of document A off to the evaluators, or a copy of document B, maybe the IP in this case, off to the folks who are responsible for those things. Gives us a couple of reports here on findings to VIPs. So you can print this thing out, right, as a PDF. And so it says here, right, we this all pulls in specifically from your custom option. So dear Mayor Mike, we'd entered that he was our elected official. Gives a sense of what's going on, right, pretty high level by those core capabilities, summarizes it up. You can sign it there, and then gives a little summary of the exercise. It'll print 3 of those, right? So Commissioner Carla, Mayor Mike, and then Governor Greg. And so again, those are all actually a principal of them. So and then key stakeholders. So if that's useful, you don't have to go generate a second document. You just hit print on a new sheet there. Our infographic sheet. This is where we start to again harvest that power off of all those different things. So if you had different exercises put in across your regional grouping, so not just all yours 50. It could be that different as they're coming in. I put one in, you put one in, the other person puts one in. As we answer those questions of what region, what county, what core capabilities, we start to get an insight of what's going on. In this case, we got a lot of big pie charts with not much in them because we don't have much data in there. But as you would populate this out a little bit more broadly, you would start to see What's our average number of personnel? Where are they from, right, in our AARs? What useful classes did they find helpful, right, as they went through some of the process? What are some of the general strengths that we're seeing? General recommendations, right? Are we getting full or partial capabilities met? Um, so on and so forth. So again, these kind of are coming out a little bit blank because they're a little bit blank with data in there. But as you populate, all this is running real time in the background. Our photo library, right, similar to the role report we looked at earlier, we can have 4 photos so you can see a quick little look across all the exercises or real worlds or whatnot, just a little snapshot of what we did and who was part of it there. Root cause analysis, we've talked about this before, right? But again, the 5 whys, you can use this as a helpful little guide, and then also that smarter improvement plan. And so if this is a helpful thing to guide your conversation, you sure are welcome to use it. So with that said, we will wrap this video up. We'll come back and talk about the toolkit in the next video, and we'll show you some functionality. So as always, thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.